So now I will try to make the whale curve in 10 steps here, and for this purpose I have generated a data set. We have customer numbers over here. See, there's 15 customers in this case, and names for the customers, which are basically not important, but here you have some suggestions. Revenue and total cost for each customer, and I will see if my list of 10 steps will work out. So I put it over here. So first calculate profit or net margin or whatever you like to call it for each customer based on information you have been given. Sometimes you actually get this this profit per customer as a data given the assignment, but you should be prepared that that's not always the case. So I'll just call it profit here. Profit. And then I will say, okay, so that's revenue minus total cost. It's hopefully not the biggest challenge here. So here we have a profit figure for each customer. And let's see here. Then sort customers by falling profit, i.e. the most profitable first and the least profitable at the end. Yeah. So I hope it will not mess up this part, but now I'll find out. So I'll just take one row of headings. Here I'll take the English, and I will take select data, sort. You have to take the box, not these ones, but the box where you sort several columns together. There are headings, yes there are. Profit and values should go from we have to try that out. I would expect it set for as biggest to smallest, but it says this instead. Let's see if it'll work out. A to Z I try. I mixed up something here. Try again. Profit. Now it looks more familiar. Profit, largest to smallest. This should work. So that was step 2. Sort customers by falling profit, most profitable first. Insert an empty row in your table below the column headings. Not the volumes heading, the columns heading. Yeah. What I can also do, if I don't want to disturb my list out to the right, I can move them all down one space. So that's also possible. Calculate the total profit for all customers. Yes. We could put it here, for instance. That's the sum of all these numbers. Total profit. No. Okay. Calculate total profit. Calculate each customer's share of total profit for all customers. Remember to freeze the row. Yeah. Okay. So I would put that here. Share of total profit. A little bit bigger there, maybe. Okay. And Excel assumes this is a 0 if there's nothing. So I could say this implicit 0 divided by the total profit down here. And I would want to freeze the 22. You can also freeze the E, but it's not necessary. But you can do it. It will not be a problem to do it here. So I've now frozen this. And now I will pull it down. And I get these strange numbers. I want this as a percentage. And I want a decimal. Your teacher will want a decimal on the percentage. At least we can see it starts from 0, then it comes with the highest numbers, and they go on falling. So that looks promising. Calculate step 6. Accumulate each customer's share of total profits in another column. What more? And check that the last result is 100%. Okay. Yeah, I can actually check this here. And I will say accumulated. I normally abbreviate like this in English. Yes, accumulate share of total profit. Okay, first time you just take the profit value next time you take what you had above, this value in the column, plus the current value for this row, and actually that last formula you will pull down all the way. Whoop. And again, as I said before, you should check that your result here is 100%. It's going up and then it's going down. You should definitely end out with 100%. So that was actually step 6 over here. Then calculate the share that one customer is out of the total number of customers. Yeah. Okay. So we basically have to find out how many customers we have. And I could take this American way of writing it, number of customers. I know we've just been counting them and pointed to the biggest number in class sometimes. You can do that. I'll just take the more mathematical approach here. I'll say maximum function. And if I knew from the beginning they had consecutive numbers, then I can do it here and find out number 15 is the highest one. But you can also just look for 15 or point to that directly. Okay, so I will need these columns here. I might have to. What can I do? Okay, I will need some more width in these columns. So actually, I think that maybe it's an idea to. We can copy these and then we can repair something. I'll take a Control C, you don't see that here. I'll go to these and I'll say Enter, and I'll see what happens. But all the formulas, this at least we have to redo. We can just keep the other one over there for a while. So share of number customers, let's call it today. Boom. And I take, we get the heading right over here. So this will, well, actually that's the next step. I'll do it. Okay, share of number of customers. Okay, this one is not a real customer. It's just to get a nose on our whale. So I would say here each customer is 1 out of the maximum, or the number of customers, the maximum consecutive number, 22. And again, I would want a 22 frozen. I take a 4 and I get a, or you can type the $sign. And you get this. I pull it down. They each represent 6.66667% of the customer base. There's some rounding off done here. And actually, this is the reason why I didn't. No, let's just read over here. Okay, 8. Accumulate the share that one customer is. Accumulate the share one customer is out of the total number of customers in percent. Okay, and yeah, that's what we're actually doing here. The point is that for instance, we'll take it up here. The formula here is the same one as we used over here. Take the value on the top and add it, the one to the left to it. So that's why I could just keep these formulas and reuse them. What I have not pinpointed here, accumulate the share in percent. Check that last result is 100%. We can check that in the same way as we did over here. Both of these should add up to 100% in the end. Yeah, then we should get ready to, now we basically have the data we need to draw our whale curve. We basically need the data we have here in this column and the data we have here. And we should, well, we can do it different ways. I could make a, I think in this case I will add a column. Insert. And what I will do is I'll simply, it's easy in Excel if you have the data that goes on the x-axis here, and then in the next column we have the one that relates to the vertical axis. So I will repeat this data. Just take a Control C here and I put it over here. And here I can do it with a formula. I could say I want to point to this one. Whoop. And so I'm basically pointing to that one, and I take it over here. This is one way to do it. You can do it in different ways. Just make it easier to draw the Excel graph. Otherwise, you must manually tell Excel where it has to look for the data if they're not ordered in this way. Okay, but this is basically the data Excel need here. And I go to Insert, and I emphasize once more, as I do out here in my step 10, no line chart, no, never a line chart, because a line chart do not read the x-axis properly. It could look approximately right, but it's not a sign of a good understanding, and for some other purposes it could go wrong. So bubble chart, insert, scatter bubble chart it's called in English, punktdiagram in Danish, and I see which one I like the most. Soften, it should be connected. This could be one. Maybe I will take this one. I could also take it without the dots, but I think it's quite nice like this. Yeah, so there I got most of it. And I can put it down here somewhere. Whoop. So, if I do it, well, I can put x-axis, that is percentage share of customers. You can also do this nicely in Professional Insight in Excel to format and put a label to that axis, but now I just do it in a more primitive way here. If you fight with it, you can also get this on one row, or, well, I don't know, I think I'll leave that. Okay, but we have a workable whale curve here with a nose, and we see it inside with 100%, 100% down here, 100% there, that looks good. And then let us see how big part. That's a very typical question, that a certain percentage, most often 20%, how profitable are they, and how unprofitable are the last 20%. Most profitable 20% of customers gives this percentage of total profit. I'm trying to find the wording here so I can put the calculation at the end, but you can of course also put the result into the phrase itself. Whoa. We take it here, and we just go and look for it at 20%. I have it up here. It seems to be 69.8%. I could also go up here. 20% of the customers, it's here, 70%. And I should also try to find out the least profitable part. Copy this down, see. Least profitable, 20% of customers give us this, gives a loss. Least 20%, least profitable 20% of customers gives a loss equal to, this is a possible wording, at least 20% of customers gives a loss equal to this percentage of total profits. Yeah, and then again we found the first 80%, which cuts out the last 20. So we go to 100 minus 20%, and we see we're at this level, 138.1%. And as a very common mistake, people forget to take out. We don't lose all from the last bad customers. We lose from 138 down to 100. So your calculation should be this one minus the red number here. 38.1%. So This is a whale curve done in a quarter of an hour.